Today's lesson was 8-1. We planned an athletic center. Students were to make unit conversions to find areas of sports playing surfaces in square feet, then use their findings to plan an athletic center. Your homework is similar. The directions say some neighbors are deciding where to hold an annual cookout and block party. They would like to have it in the largest backyard. Use the dimensions given to find the area of each neighbor's backyard in square feet and square yards. Then answer the questions. So our first family is the Carson family. The dimensions of their yard is 66 feet times 24 feet. I get an answer of 1,584 feet squared when I multiply those two numbers together to get area, because area is length times width. Now, it wants to know its dimensions in yards. So, 1 yard equals 3 feet. So I'm going to divide 66 by 3 for my yards. That's going to give me 22. And 24 divided by 3 is 8. So 22 times 8 equals 176 yards squared. Let's take a look at a more challenging one. The DeMarco family. So I don't know the dimensions in feet or the area, I just know it in yards. So in the first one, the Carson family, we divided by 3 to get the yards. Now I have the yards, I need to multiply by 3 to get the feet. So 5 times 3 is 15 times, and then 35 and 1/3 times 3. So I know, I'm going to write up at the top, so I have to do 35 times 3 first. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. But I still have that 1/3. Do not forget that 1/3. So 1/3 times 3 equals 3 over 1, or 1. So 105 plus 1 equals 106. 15 times 106 equals 1,590 feet squared. Bubblegum. For the area in yards squared, I need to multiply 5 times 35 and 1/3. So if I do 35 times 5, 5 times 5 is 25, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. But then I also have to do 1/3 times 5, which gives me 5 over 3. 3 goes into 5 one time, so I have 175 plus 1 is 176, and I still have 2/3 of a yard left over. You need to do the Flanagan and the Salazar family on your own. 2 says which family has the largest yard, so the most area, and which family has the smallest yard in area. You need to figure that on your own. Number 3 says, look at the number of square feet and the number of square yards in each family's yard. What number could you multiply the number of square yards by to get the number of square feet? Explain why this makes sense. So let's take the Carson family, for example. Their area in feet is 1,584, and their area in yards is 176. So what number could you multiply the square yards by to get the number of square feet? So you need to figure out what that is. So maybe you need to draw a picture. So if I'm drawing my picture, I'm going to use my little, here's my square foot. So this is 1 foot, or no, this is a yard. I'm sorry. 1 yard by 1 yard. But it's broken into feet, then it's 3. Just like we did in chapter 7. We had to break it down. So here's a third and a third. 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. That equals a yard. Same here. So how many square feet are in 1 square yard? Your answer is 9. And then you need to explain to me why that makes sense. You have some practice multiplication problems at the bottom with fractions. 3/4 times 7. Remember, I multiply straight across. So this is 3/4 times 7 over 1. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 1 is 4. I can reduce that. 4 goes into 21 5 times with 1 left over. Do 5, 6, and 7 on your own. If you caught the secret word of the day I said in the middle of the video, write it down on your paper for a green point.